Hi everyone, welcome to the third episode of Let's Just Watch What You Want to Watch, a podcast about watching movies that you may have not wanted to watch before, maybe because of preconceived notions. Crocodiles. Even.
Preconceived notions, like maybe we should watch this movie called Ravenous. Would you like to watch a movie about big giant crocodiles? Does that sound like the type of movie you'd like to watch?
Yeah, I can, think of other things I'd rather watch.
Yeah, right. I thought big crocodiles would be up there on the list of things you'd be happy to watch movies about.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the worst, but I imagine like I've already got a concept of what that movie is going to be, and
which is what, like, there's a giant crocodile, people get eaten.
yeah. Look, that's like
That sounds like your kind of movie.
I'm down with that movie, but I can probably put other movies before. I obviously have put other movies before it.
There's only sort of one giant reptile movie off the top of my head that I'd want to watch with you, and that'd probably be Alligator. And the only reason I want to do that is because A, I haven't seen it in forever, and B, it's the movie that sent me on the trajectory of horror movies when I was younger.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And gave me nightmares when I was a kid, and it's got John Saxon in it. But that's for our giant crocodile / alligator episode.
I thought that Ravenous was a giant crocodile movie that was probably made in Australia, which means it's going to have kind of crappy budget, which means I can think of a few other things that I want to watch before that. So I'd been dodging this movie for a little while. I don't think Grant's really pushed it that hard. I do remember him suggesting it a few times, and I can only assume being stoned and going, like him maybe talking about, what did we say it was? The movie that we thought, we figured out that I was... Rogue. So I've just flipped them in my mind or something. And yeah, when we was talking earlier today, I was like, that's the one with the crocodile in it. No, it's not.
So I figured probably why I wanted to watch this movie with you, off the top of my head, after watching it again just now, I fucking love this movie. It's so wonderful. It cracks me up. The soundtrack's so good. It's bizarre as all shit. And they commit to the premise. They must have known all along that they were making a black comedy.
Yeah. The movie's not bizarre as in bizarre world. It's just really weird real world cannibalism concept that
plays out in a civil war scenario. So what is it, late 1700s or something? 1800s. And it's in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like a hick movie as well. It's got the deliverances about it. And
yeah, and I really enjoyed this one too. I would have pushed it for that reason. Just that A, it's a fantastic movie. B, it's about cannibalism, and you like creepy stuff. You've got an amputation kit at home. You collect taxidermy. And incidentally, I would, they're a Civil War sort of thing. Mine's not, but
and so yeah, it's a good cannibal film, and it's a unique, weird movie, and I thought you might have enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, you were definitely right. I wonder when I just created it into a crocodile movie. That's interesting, like how long I've been dodging the complete wrong movie, but that does seem to be a little bit of a theme.
We have been talking about Rogue incidentally here and there over the past year or so.
Yeah, and yep, just done the granny thing and done the slip up. But I did really enjoy this movie, but I definitely can see possibly why I've dodged it or not prioritized it. I think it's a hard sell.
It's not quite clear what it is.
Well, and imagine going, I think, okay, well, how would I go to this someone? And because I did quite like the movie, and I've got a lot of friends that would just blindly watch movies, unlike me. But to someone and go, yeah, no, I watched this sick movie. It's about cannibalism, but it's not a monster. It's real cannibalism, and I can imagine me going, that sounds kind of weird and maybe boring.
And plus, when you put it in the period setting as well, that kind of immediately makes you think it's going to be some boring drama.
Well, possibly, yeah. And look, now that I've seen it and talked about it, and I don't actually remember ever. I vaguely remember you talking about the movie, like Ravenous as itself, but I feel like for the majority of the time I've been confused about this one. And so when we spoke about it today, I guess we should clarify. Grant asked me if I wanted to read the back of the thing, because I always want to do that. Back of the DVD cover. Yeah, the thing. I either do that or I IMBD, like I have to know. And truth be told, I'm checking how long it is at the same time, because I'm happy to know that.
An hour and a half is nice. It's easy. It's bite
yeah.
size.
So I said no. I went into this one, after we'd established it wasn't the crocodile movie, I went into this one completely blind. Like, I thought, all right, well, I've had this completely bullshit concept. We may as well just wipe the slate and go into it. And
so Ravenous is about this coward. What's his name? Played by
Boyd.
Played by Guy Pearce. He's a coward for a multitude of reasons, who by chance gets the taste of human flesh, and it's not something he wants to pursue. He acknowledges that it's done something bizarre to him, but he's not looking to partake in more human flesh. And he's sent away to a lonely camp in the middle of nowhere.
A camp of fabulous misfits. I don't mean to interrupt, but I really loved those guys. I was so ready to settle into a movie with that camp of misfit weirdos.
Yeah, we've got David Arquette in full, I'm a trippy, stoner, out of my mind, fairy dude mode.
Yeah, a dude that seems like he's autistic and can't read well and very religious, but I really liked him. I was very sad about his demise.
Jeffrey Jones is a big, jolly, funny guy.
Yeah, that's like they had the helm of this cute cavalry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I did feel that they were worth an extra special mention.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I wasn't going to take it much further because although I said I'd be happy to spoil things, this is a movie is best if you're going to go and take a bite out of this movie, just grab it and watch it, not because the plot sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and you couldn't explain it. Yeah, like...
So, yeah, he gets sent off to this camp in the middle of nowhere as a coward, and as happenstance plays out, bumps into another situation where the eating of human flesh sits at the core of the problem once again.
So there's moral dilemmas involved, you know.
Yeah,
what are
it's
you going to do?
Sort of philosophical about,
absolutely.
Would you eat another human to save your own life and your own skin? And
yeah, because in the mystique of it, that eating the human flesh gives you sustenance and health, I guess, and
plays on Native American myths about the Wendigo and the mania that comes from eating human flesh and taking the essence and soul of a person when you eat them.
Yeah, definitely. I liked that, and the depths that Guy Pearce goes to do what he believes is the right thing, and you know how what he has to go through to get it. It's really, really awesome, and I liked his personal like exploration, and he showed, that's where I guess, you know, he showed strength. He's wasn't brave in some ways, but moral wise he his fucking drawn his line in the sand, and he was, you know.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't considered that. He was brave in his moral choices, and he's standing strong to his ethics, and yeah, I think exactly, his ethics, and you know, there's throughout the movie there's great cause why those ethics should and can be challenged, and some well put forward, some just hilarious, and he sort of holds tight, and I think, you know, it's a hero tale in that regard, which I like.
that suits me. It soothes my soul and keeps me happy.
I also thought you'd appreciate a lot of the costuming as well.
Yeah, I definitely wrote that in my notes. I love the look of it. I love that era. I love uniforms and badges and braids and
it all doesn't look like it's just been made, shoved in a film. It all looks so worn and weathered and of the time, and like it belongs on everyone, like they've been wearing it for too many years. And
yeah, definitely, and warm because it's obviously cold. Yeah, I did love it. And
the locations are beautiful. It's snowing on and off the whole time. And
yeah, and I like the camp as well. I thought the tents and setups and insides, and I love fire lighting. I don't know, is there a technical term? Like the warmth of a fire inside in movies, like, you know, it just creates that nice thing.
Homely thing. Like a big bowl of soup, maybe a stew.
Ooh, I could smell this movie, which I always like. Like the gore in it, while it's not crazy, it's really quite good. There's lots of great blood work. And
sound effects, lots of squishings of knives going into bodies and all.
Yeah, and not too much guts, but great blood and aging and withering, and and I guess the other thing that we should have to mention.
He's licking me. He's licking me. He's licking me.
Like a vampire bat.
That's what was happening.
Oh, gross. And I guess we don't have to mention the soundtrack because it was fucking weird. It was really bizarre. I don't even know what that music was anchored in. But it, like, at times, because this movie, while I guess we've talked about all these heavy aspects, there were really comedic times, and the music influences that. Like, there was a minute where I'm like, am I watching the fucking Benny Hill show here? Like,
yeah, it's
there's this
fully aware of
errors.
its own humor, and it doesn't corner itself or pigeonhole itself to be stuck with music of its time. There's synthesizers in it, and there's weird broken sort of how would you say, sort of redneck hick sort of deliverance style music, but it bleeds into symphony scores and orchestras playing, and
it helps dictate some of the lightheartedness of the film, I think, because
I
some
think
of the heavy parts as well.
The music's kind of just as haphazard, like it takes from all these different genres, much like the film does itself, like where it's going, we're funny, but it's kind of a serious horror movie. It's a pretty good period piece, like
yeah, it is. It's a real mashup, and it really works, and the characters are great. Like, I didn't really care much about Guy Pearce's character. I think his arc and everything's okay, but Robert Carlyle steals the show a bit, and he
often does.
Yeah.
Most times he shows up in movies. He's so electric and
he
charismatic and frightening.
Yeah.
the dude has a presence that I wouldn't want to. Yeah.
He was naughty in this one, and he had some really great crazy eyes.
And it pulls a bit of a Psycho, the movie. I think that's why I've been a little shy of getting too heavy into details, but
because you're gonna ruin it a bit, and some of the fun of it.
The movie never really settles anywhere with any style. It's constantly sort of shifting gears, but not at a frenetic pace or anything. It's just
I think I remember going, oh no, a couple of times. Like, you're like, oh fuck, I think it's time to chill out, and then I go, oh no.
Yeah, it kind of subverts your expectations a lot of times.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's always fun. I like in a movie, I like a good jump scare, and I like a zig when you think there's going to be a zag. I always like being tricked by a movie, and I think this one, maybe not tricked, but like take like a step to the right when you think you're going to the left or something. I was very much like, whoa, hold on.
Although
fun.
This isn't like a particularly clear, straightforward horror movie, there's got to be a shout out. I'm pretty sure it was K&B effects, but all the gore wasn't sort of over the top or anything like that, but the skeletons and the grue and the grossness, and
it
was all really well done and all practical, I guess. there wouldn't have been any digital effects back then. I'm not sure when it even got made.
No, I got no idea. But no, and it didn't look like it. Like, and it was really quite good. Like, I loved the blood and the dirt and the damp and yeah, like
Guy Pearce just looked wrecked the whole time.
oh my god, he looks so strung out. But that really added to it. But again, yeah, I liked it. I liked his story and he was good, but my eyes weren't on him. I really like that fat jolly dude too.
Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, he was really like straight away I'm like, he's my guy. Me and him,
right.
we're tight. He's cool.
I think he ended up being a bit of a creep.
Ooh.
Still your guy. I could be wrong. I'd hate to say Jeffrey Jones is a creep and then find out he was actually
He's like just a nice
he was just a
man.
really nice guy, like John Wayne Gacy was or something.
Well, I'm down with him. I think, you know, if I was there, I'd think he was a cool guy. He led his troop of merry men well. Like he was on the back foot with those soldiers or his men. They weren't like the A team, that's for sure.
I'm glad you like it. I feel as if of the first three movies that we've done to get us started, this is the one that's like
Yeah, it was
hit home with you. Like
yeah.
Because
There's no other planets.
There's no giant crocodiles.
There's no giant crocodiles or aliens or like, which is, it's so weird because I like all the, anyway, it was grounded with a real world concept. So it's probably, you know, yeah, I agree. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun ride in the sense of it took you places where you didn't expect to go. Characters were awesome. Sets look beautiful, costumes look beautiful, and
yeah, all that's impeccable.
Yeah, and that all those things are definite wins for me. I'd recommend this movie to some people that like a good movie and an interesting movie. You know, I think
there's not many cannibal movies out there that aren't jungle freaks.
Yeah,
like,
and where it could be like Witch Doctory or Shrunken Head. Yeah, it's like that sort of voodoo-y thing or whatever. But this is legit, like, yeah,
and so what I think I've learnt is that I'd be wary about like pushing a giant crocodile movie on you. That's what I've learnt from watching Ravenous.
No, I want to watch Rogue. It's going on the list.
Rogue is, or Alligator.
Well, Alligator, I guess, if that's the one you want to watch.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, fully, because it's obviously... I thought it was a movie I was dodging, so I feel like it warrants getting on the shit list, you know? Right. It just turns out this wasn't the one that I thought it was. And...
it could have been, though.
Yeah, and I think that we've sort of talked about maybe in the next episodes that I might say what at the start of the podcast what I think the movie is, and maybe might stop talking about that so much to see how wrong I can be.
All right, put it in the script.
How wrong can I be?
No, it's a great idea because obviously you're not very good at picking movies by their cover.
And I think I also just create my own concepts with what they are. And
well, Ravenous fits.
I've just got a word mixed up, but it's led us on a whole weird path because you're talking about one thing and I'm talking about another. I guess we're relevant. I'll throw that in and see how it goes.
I'm going to have a digger deep into what other films whoever directed the film directed, because I think there's probably a good chance there are other movies will be just fine and entertaining.
Yeah, well, definitely. I enjoyed that one, so why not?
Well, that takes us near to 20 minutes. Hayley, shall we wrap it up?
Sure.
Thank you for watching Ravenous. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I feel as if you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it to other people that have seen all other movies. You know, that it's definitely a movie that you could recommend in a circle of friends that a lot of people may not have seen. I haven't heard people talk about it, so...
No, I'm not sure how popular it is.
Yeah, and I think for people who like movies, that would be a good one I'll put in my back pocket to recommend to other movie watchers that have exhausted.
And I'm going to go all out, and I'm just going to recommend it to everyone. If you've got young kids, anyone around 6, 7, and grandparents, I think sort of, if they got the time to sit down and watch a movie, most people should enjoy Ravenous because it's impeccably made. It's got a fantastic soundtrack, great cast, and bizarre as shit. I love it.
Yeah.
Eat me.
Adios, amigos.